a live portion down. I don't know. It wasn't connecting. But we are in the garage. As you can see, Vivian's behind us. And I don't know, you can see. It's got ITBs on it. And they're bolted down. And we are doing all our final little prep stuff on it to get the ITBs all set. Like the injectors down. And fuel rail down. So that we can start buttoning this up. But one issue that I found that I did not know that I had, that I bought these alternator bolts. Alternator bolts from the junkyard. They don't work on that alternator. So, I'm gonna have to tomorrow. I forgot to save some for me, so they're not on there. But we did tonight. We deleted the ICV on the car. I figured we didn't need it, since this thing is and does not see that much actual driving time. Figured it wouldn't be that bad to just run no ICV and it doesn't get driven in the rain or cold or literally anything, so just sits there. Not sure how. My first time live, guys, so I don't know fully how this works. I'm saying live chat with the top chat. Well, no, I don't remember. Okay. I don't know what that means. I don't know what live chat is. Top chat. No, I can't do it that way. So, if we are chatting or you have questions, I don't know how this works. Oh God, we got setting. I guess it pops up on the screen. I don't know. Somebody write something. I don't know how this works. Doesn't matter. Set you guys there. We do have a connector I need to put in for the coolant for the throttle bodies, where the old throttle bodies. Let me grab it here. Old throttle bodies here. These are coolant heating items. They circulate around the throttle body and they warm the throttle body in below freezing temperatures. So not 100% sure why we need that on our cars, but eliminate that, and we're going to put this little spacer in between so that the coolant lines can continue to be coolant lines and do their job. So gotta throw that in, but we have to put the injectors in and the fuel rail in tonight, so that we can actually start buttoning this thing up finally. We got all the vacuum lines and all that kind of stuff taken care of earlier today, and it really cleans up the underside, especially with the ICV gone, which is this thing. And I think this one, I know I had a split in the hose, as you can see, got a split in it, but I actually do not think this thing was even working. And I kind of thought so, because let's see if it works. Because I figured it was all gummed up, because the car just on cold start, it wouldn't idle. It just, kind of did the same thing as it'll do now, so I'm not worried about it. But this thing should make a noise. Your ICV should make a noise when you rattle it back and forth, like you move it. And this one doesn't, as you can see. Let's get these hose off. Yeah, this thing is, whew. Yeah, it doesn't make any noise. period. So it is either bad or it is just clogged. But if someone needs an ICV, I'm gonna clean it here in a second and I'll tell you if it's good or bad. But there we go. So they're both off, and as you can see, there's the sound. So it's sticky. Yeah, it should be a little bit better than that when you move it around, and you can see inside it's like pretty shoddy. I don't got any degreaser or anything in here. Let's see. Brake parts cleaner. That'll work. Woo! Yeah, it's just carbon buildup in this thing like crazy. Yeah, well, it works now. So see, guys, that's the sound you need to hear when your ICV. So if anybody needs this one, it's a Bosch unit. Like, I don't know if it's original or it's probably original, but there it goes. It works now. So if anybody needs one, got it. Got a bunch of OEM parts laying around to fold. I might put the M50 manifold on the white car, but I'm not sure yet. We don't know what I'm doing to that one. That one runs, and it's my daily right now because the X5's down as well. So, and that one's a whole heap of mess and trouble on that one. But we're gonna get to that maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Got some sensors I grabbed. I need to put in to see if that changes anything. But I'm not hopeful on that car. That motor almost toast now. It's a 4.4 V8 in 62. They're known to just blow up. So who knows? But what we do need to do is hook up our fuel lines, both the feed and the return. We already have the fuel pressure regulator hooked up. All the vacuum hose hooked up to the brake booster as needed, because that's where all our vacuum comes from for this intake manifold. Because, you know, stock intake manifold, you know, your pressure's right off the manifold because your throttle body's on the outside. Now that we move the throttles in, we have to, you know, get vacuum further down. That's why they have all the fittings, but, you know, it is what it is. Just a little change. But pretty much this side is all cleaned up. You know, once we get the carbon fiber cover on, it's gonna just clean everything up in this engine bay, which will be nice, because as you guys know, it had the supercharger, which literally occupied this entire space, and it's just incredible how much that actually, how much space that actually took up. It's pretty incredible. But now I know, like, the Rotor X and all that are smaller units, but I didn't do a smaller unit. I did a big unit. But it's time for a change, and ITBs were looking pretty fancy, so that's why we ended up going with them. And I also wanted something that I didn't have to worry about so much, with so many moving parts. This way, it's throttle bodies and it's NA, so if anything goes wrong, it's, you know, fairly simple, I would assume, to fix, as it is with, you know, I've had NA, I've had forced induction E36 M3s for 15 years, so, you know, that's, you know, that I'm ready for a change. That's why I like the white car so much, because it's basically a stock unit. I just get in and drive, and literally drive the piss out of it, and it's a fun car. So I'm hoping I get back to that with this car. You know, get back to the point where I just get in, turn the key, drive it, and don't ask questions. So we'll see. This is gonna be, I've heard, once you balance the air, each throttle body, and you sync them up really well. I've heard they're just absolutely amazing, and we'll go through syncing them up and doing that as well. That's a whole separate video if you guys watch the channel and follow along. I haven't posted videos in a long time, probably 2+ weeks, I would say. Just been like crazy busy with a bunch of stuff, and you know, sanding and powder coating a few manifolds for other people that have the RHD kit. You know, it just takes time, and I just haven't had the time to sit down and actually film lately. So, you know, it feels good to get back out here and working on this stuff. So, I'm glad you guys are watching and following along with everything. But we're gonna put the injectors in here, and what we need to do is hook up the fuel line in the back and the fuel line in the front, and then we'll cinch down and pop those injectors into their resting holes, I call them. And then once we do that, that side's pretty much done. We'll run the new throttle. If you guys don't follow my Instagram, which is ArcSlave84 or Texas E36 Garage, I got these cool little billet units from Garage-tastic. What these do are, it jumps on, and I dropped it. Oh, there it is. And, hey, thanks. And, it fits over the throttle cable and replaces the rubber with a billet unit with a C-clamp on the back. Holds the whole throttle into the new unit. It's really slick, and I recommend it because you can't get the rubber one off the OEM. And sliding this back on and sliding it on the RHD stuff, it makes it literally perfect. So, you know, it makes it just an amazing little piece. And I'll show you guys closer when we get there. It slides right in here, and then we just cinch it down and done. I'd recommend it for anybody that has this kit. It makes it so easy. But we still have to adjust all that in the throttle position and all of that stuff. But we'll get to that once we get everything bolted down, the belt back on, and we're ready to start the car and ready to actually run it and idle and go through everything. The one thing I am going to do, and we haven't actually figured this out completely yet, and I don't know what I did with the hoses, but our crankcase vent off the M50, I mean the S50, we're going to just, I did have it run to a catch can, but I'm not going to do that. I don't think I'm going to do that anymore. I'm actually going to run it and just dump it out and down underneath the car, because it doesn't need to be, it doesn't have vacuum, it doesn't have anything, it's just blow by. So I'm just going to pull it out and dump it straight down, but we'll see when we get to that point of, you know, that's final stuff on here. But the one thing, I'm going to grab it. The one thing I've been researching and what I've heard on this carbon fiber intake plenum, because I'm running the actual intake plenum from RHD with the MAF on it, and I ordered a new MAF coupler here, because it's got to go from a, I think this is like a 3-inch to a 3.5. I don't know where my MAF is right now. Need to find my MAF. I didn't send it, did I? I don't know. My MAF is around here somewhere. Hey, Balin, the house is actually done, except for the garage, as you can tell. The whole house is completed. We actually moved in end of October, beginning of November. We officially moved out of our apartment and back into the house. House actually really nice. We did a lot of upgrades, a lot of work. So a little over a year and 3 months to rebuild the house. But it came out great. Really open floor plan. We knocked a bunch of walls out and stuff, so it took a lot of time from the car and everything. And the last room to do is the garage. And I haven't, as you can see, I haven't gotten to it. It's got no ceiling. Tail lights like yours. So tail lights are the Rise Japan units. I actually worked with Rise Japan for over 2 years to get those made and developed and actually styled the way I wanted them. And he produced only 4 sets. And that was our deal when I was talking to him, is we needed at least 4 people to, you know, put in deposits and say yes to the taillights to get them made. And that would cover his costs to make them, and that's no profit at all. So we had 4 sets made. I have one, Tony has one, there's one in Seattle, and then 1 set in Japan. But he, like, there's no other people wanted them because of the price point. You know, they're one-off tails, handmade, LED, they strobe, they flash, they everything. They're high quality, everything, and you know, retail's like $12.50 for them, plus, you know, with then shipping on top of that. So and not a lot of people wanted them because they literally, the comment was, why am I gonna buy taillights for a car that's more expensive than the car I bought? And I got that for people that buy, like, you know, $500 E36s. But, like, with this car, I've literally replaced or touched every single thing on the car. Everything's been replaced. And when it came to taillights, I wanted something unique that nobody had and that wasn't out on the market. So working with Rise Japan, you know, they got me exactly what I wanted, and 4 other people wanted them. So that's what they're made. You know, I don't know if I'll ever sell them. Who knows? You know, the right offer out there, I'll sell anything. But as of now, they're discontinued, and I talked to him, and he got out of the taillight game. He no longer wants to do taillights, anything like that. So, for the AC, yeah, I removed the AC. Let me set this up here. So, when I removed the AC, I removed, cool, Sam. I removed all, I don't know, you can't see, hang on. Let's jump down here. So, with the AC, I removed everything. Like the condenser, the cooler, the evap, the pump, the everything. The electric fan up front, because I already have an electric fan on the inside. I didn't need the one on the outside. But also I removed all that because I had to run an intercooler when I was supercharged. But now I'm not, so it's just big open space there. But I removed the evaporator, the lines, all the way up to the firewall, everything. As for the wiring, I just left it. It's literally, it's like 2 plugs. It's one for the evap and one for the whatchamacallit, the compressor. I just I just tucked them, I pulled them all the way back up to the firewall, wrapped them up, zip tied them up, and pushed them in. So they're just chilling over there. I didn't cut the wires, I didn't trim them. I did that just in case, you never know, 10 years down the line I want to run AC in this thing again. I have all the wires, I don't have to worry about cutting them and splicing them back in and all that stuff. But I mean, what I found out with this car, the AC hadn't worked in 4 years when I was driving it, so I didn't want to dig into it and figure out what was wrong or what could be wrong or anything like that. So I just pulled it. It turned out the pump was still good. And it was just out of Freon, which probably meant it had a leak somewhere. But I wasn't going to mess with it. It's not a daily driver. I rarely drive it, that. So it didn't really matter to me. Roll with the windows down, chill. I don't drive it in the rain, so why don't I go turbo? I've been turbo before. My silver M3 before this was turbo, and loved it. It was fun. I went when I got this one, I decided I wanted to switch it up, so I went supercharger. And I drove like stock for like 6 months, and then I went supercharger because I wanted something different. Because I had been turbo for like 3 years, and just wanted to switch it up because I never had supercharger. And then had supercharger on this one for what? I've been supercharged on this one for 8 years now, and now it's time to switch it up. So, hey, Sam, I live in Texas. It's literally the same thing. Right now, I am sweating in the garage. It is, I think it's only 85 right now, but the sun's down and it's 85. I just sweat in my cars. My daily has AC, but this thing I got, I don't know if you guys can see it. I'll try to see if you can see it. I have Condor Racing windows, and they have vents in them in the back. Those things move some air. I actually got another set from Wide Body, Chris, on Instagram. I got another set from him for the white car because it moves so much air. When I'm driving this thing at like 30 miles an hour, those windows have ducts, and I duct them into the back seat, like through the back seat because I have the seat delete, and into the driver and passenger seat, and it blows enough air to keep me cool. Even though on a 100 degree day it's kind of warm air, but the air moving in the cab keeps everything cool. I don't sit in traffic in this thing. I don't do any of that kind of stuff. So the amount of time that I'm driving it without AC isn't really that much. It is what it is. I sweat a little bit. I could probably afford to sweat a little bit. But it's actually not that bad. 100 degree day, you're driving, you're moving. It's, you're going to be hot regardless. If I'm going anywhere other than, something fun or whatnot, I'll take the daily. But, for this thing, it's not horrible without AC. Even when the AC did run, it did not cool all that well for 1995. It was not the coolest AC ever. But, it's not what the car's made for. So this thing's just my do whatever I can to it car. But, where were we? I was talking about something. I don't know. The plenum. Are you talking about the plenum? Yeah. So on the plenum, the one issue that I've heard and what people have is that this doesn't seal to that very well. It seals, but not airtight, because we have the MAF here. And if you have the MAF here, throttle body's up here. This has to be sealed because you've already metered air coming in here. So you don't want any unmetered air, because then that's going to mess up your idle, going to mess up all your stuff. So what people have done in the past is run like a little bead of silicone around it and then fit it and tighten it down, and it seals it. I might do that. I'm not, just put some like gasket maker and make some gasket on this and then put it on, and it should be, it's literally have I weighed what? This? Why you don't edit pictures of your car in the end of the video or the beginning of the video? I don't know. I haven't updated the page. I mean the channel in a long time. I need to redo an intro and put up some new, new stuff in and out. But I will. I'll get there. Starting to get some more free time, so I'm gonna edit the channel, redo the website. The website I don't even think is live anymore. Redo the website, redo the merch, some stickers and all that stuff. And weighing, you mean weigh this? This thing weighs nothing. Like, I don't know, it's like a pound, not even a pound. I don't have a scale. Like, oh, an update. Well, I plan to do like a big update on this car once I get the ITBs done and installed, and everything's buttoned up. I plan to get hey James, I'll answer you in a minute here. I plan to do like a big reveal and a photo shoot, and I got a few photographers lined up in town, and gonna do a big reveal on this thing. I got a few more things to do on this before the unveiling, like to really get it back out there. I have let's see if I can show you guys. I had these done, so I have a big brake kit. These are 135 calipers. These are going on here. I need to get those installed, and I'm also getting the wheels re-powder coated in a special color. So, we'll have that here shortly. So it's gonna be a whole debut and a big photographer. With my last photographers. How do I? Can't remember what you said. Let's see. I don't know what your question was. I can't remember. How do I see? Oh, do I do? No. That's not it. I don't know how this live video works. Learn more. Oh, there they are. Here. And guys. Oh, there they are. James. Sorry, I forgot what your question was, so I had to go back and look. Just a tune. Just a regular tune for it. RK. Sorry. I blanked there for a minute. Jose Ibarra. If you, I know Les very well. This car, if you look at the Opulence video, Jose, I am in the Opulence video for Les in Slim Thug. I met Les a couple years ago on his first tape, and this car in stock form is in the Opulence video. So I know Les very well. We've done a few things together, so go check out the Opulence video with Slim Thug. My car, Jose's car, Jorge's car, Piotr's car, all our cars are in it because he hit me up, and we did the video together. So go check that out. That is, yeah, it's pretty awesome. And Sam, yeah, 6-piston brakes are amazing. They, especially the 135 brakes, they are, I have the Reboot Engineering caliper bracket, and just gonna slap them on here, but I just haven't had time. Been doing the motor stuff, and then been busy with other stuff. So they'll go on. The wheels get dropped off at powder, and then the car is gonna be together and debuted. So it'll be like a kind of a one big thing all at once. So we'll see what's up with that. So yeah. What's next? don't know. Go on your wheels. Hammond wheels. Bought them for the X5. They fit the X5, but the X5 is acting up, so I'm not gonna put any money into it. Everybody wants them. That 19. No, the brakes are not. Well, the rears are. The rears are direct bolt-on, but the fronts need the Reboot engineering bracket and E36 rotors. Not the CSL. You don't have to get CSL. You don't have to get the big ones. You E46 M3 work, and they bolt up, and they're the right offset spacing, everything. So it can be a fairly easy bolt-on kit. So I already have the braided lines all the way around, so it makes it easy. It's just gonna be like almost the same as a brake change when you normally do it. So it'll be like a Saturday morning ish. When I do that, then I'm taking the wheels off and gotta break them apart. Really, I just gotta take the faces off and send them to powder, and yeah, so it'll be nice. Good idea for them. Not gonna be polished anymore. Will yeah, I when I first had this car and I was debating on should I, when I saw my first supercharger, I debated and I said, do I do a swap, or do I re-supercharge it, or do I build, or what do I do? And I literally sat for a solid month going back and forth, and I literally had a list written out on 2 JZ swap, 1 SR, S62 swap, S54 swap, turbo supercharger, the whole bit. I went back and forth with literally everything, like each swap, pros, cons, money wise, what I wanted to put into it, how much was I willing to spend, how much could I spend, the whole bit. I went back and forth and everything, and I was yay close. Hang on, guys. I was yay close to a 2JZ swap. 2JZ. So close to it, and kind of like found the motor I wanted to, and golly, dry mouth, talking too much. But I almost bought it, and then the second supercharger that I bought popped up for a hell of a deal, and it was stage 2, 11 psi, that whole bit, and I really wanted it, so I jumped on it, and that stopped my swap idea quickly, because I wanted something different. And if you don't know Tony Abad, he's TAB8010 on Instagram. He's got the LS swap. There's another guy in town, I think his name's Tyler. He's 2JZ swap, but it is like a fantastic swap. And so I was looking at different ideas, and for right now, eventually I kind of want to swap this car eventually. And if I do, I'm staying BMW. As much as like 2JZ or 1JZ or SR20 all look fantastic in power and turbo and all that stuff, I like the idea of OEM-ish plus. If you don't know, the theme on the car is OEM plus-ish. So everything on the car, like the wheels are OEM, steering wheel's OEM, seats right now are OEM. Everything's kind of OEM plus there. So, that's why most likely you'll end up doing like an S54 swap. So I'll do S54. Most likely it'll be NA. It won't be turbo or supercharged or anything like that. I'll stay S54, drop it in, do the 6-speed manual, and just keep it like a car I can actually drive. Because this car has been a car that I haven't really wanted to drive all that much, because every time you get into it, it's 400 horsepower supercharged, and it's spinning the tires, and it's fun, and it's all this stuff. But the more I work on the car, the more I just want to drive it. So I just want to get to a point where I can jump in, turn the key, and go for it. So, if you look at Instagram, you look at YouTube, everybody buys the E36 and swap it. LS swap it. 2JZ swap it. It's like the thing to do. It's like, get rid of the BMW motor and jump on any other motor that goes in the car. So, kind of want to just stay BMW. I've seen the V8s lately, the S62, the 2s, N54, like all of it. I already have an N62 in that X5 out there, and that thing is, unless you're gonna like get the motor and fully go through it, like completely, and redo every single bit of it, it's gonna be a maintenance hog. Like, that's what I'm dealing with the X5 right now. Is you get to that point where you got to do everything. You got to do timing change. You got to do, timing chain guides. You got to do everything on that thing, and it's gonna be like, $2K, $3K worth of work on that car to get it back to a normal running driving motor. Yeah, in here, did this swap out 320 sand. Oh, nice. Yeah, like I've seen a lot of the S54s swaps and stuff, and it seems pretty straightforward. Like, it'll be done in the garage, like in this one car garage here. Yeah, that's a lot of power, like for an S50, like especially a US one. I've seen like reliably like 500 horsepower on these motors, and like stock bottom end and that kind of thing. Just a head gasket, but this one's taken roughly 350 to 400 for the past like 6 years, 7 years, supercharged, and literally never had a problem. The S52, I rag on that thing constantly at the track, and doesn't even, just keeps on going. As long as you keep up with the maintenance, and head gasket eventually is going to go out, but that's a normal. It's going to go out. I've gotten it down to like almost a weekend swapping it. If you just do a gasket swap and don't do any other work, it's a whole weekend. Start on Friday night and go till Sunday, and you're done. I've done it before, swap head gaskets that quick. Usually I take the head off, have it decked, cleaned, valves done, valve seals. Why you add the head off, you might as well. So it takes a little bit longer, unless you're, just want to put it back on. But yeah, they're pretty darn good motors as they are. I like them. I have, S50, S52, and I love them. So, it is what it is. Let's see. We should actually do some work on the car. So, need to seat the injectors and get these babies in there. They're going pretty easily. I need the other screw for the other side. What? I don't know where the other screw went. Is that this one? Nope, I don't think so. I don't know. All these screws here, but I don't know which one goes where. I have to find that one screw, because that one screw's gone. Might have to go get another one. My toolbox is a mess. I have small ones, but I also have this giant big one that I've moved absolutely nothing over to. But I will eventually. What is that sound? Oh. My stupid charger going out. But I need to find that. Is that this one? Let's see. Oh, it's gonna be too big. I can tell you that right now. Yes! I need to tighten down the screws so I can see the injectors. But, let me turn this on. This light is stupid cool. So, Marissa got me this for Christmas. I'll move you guys. So, I'm gonna flip. How do I flip the camera? There we go. So, Marissa got me that. It clips onto the hood. It's got these, like, cool little rubber things. And so it protects the hood, but... you know, we have our vacuum hose from the master to our distribution block. There's our coolant relocation, our oil cooler. As you saw, if you follow me on Instagram, took it down and got it all super clean, and then I had it powder coated black, so it kind of matches the OEM intake manifold. So it's kind of a cool look. But you know, you can see. You had the exact same setup I had. Literally the exact same on mine prior to taking it off and selling it. But as you can see, guys, like with the AC gone, so much room. And it's so clean. Well, I sanded and I repainted the bay. Shaved all the if you haven't seen those videos, guys, go watch them. Shaved the bay. Filled all the holes, welded all the holes, and resanded, repainted everything. Put in the NERP Tech strut braces as well, just to strengthen up everything. Valve covers going to powder coat soon. And then I'm also looking, if anybody knows where to buy these freaking Beamer World hoses, I have two, but they're red. But as you can see, the red doesn't match. So it looks odd. It looks like this pink. So I need black ones. I need to find black. And I don't want OEM. I want silicone. So I need to find some black Beamer World hoses. But we're almost there, guys. A few more little things. We're going to hook up the fuel lines to there and run. I got to tighten that down first. Dang it. And put the fuel line on the back. And then I think I'm going to do a hard motorsport delete panel right there. They make like a cool little delete panel. Ooh, Mishi hoses? Black ones? I didn't know they had black ones. Well, that's good to know. I need to go grab some then. But if anybody wants these two red ones, let me know. Because the red just looks pink against the red of the car. So, add all up. Still need to do the oil cooler stuff. There's the oil cooler down there in front of the passenger side tire. I need to do all the ducting to that. That's on my list as soon as I get the motor back together. So once we get the motor back, then we can work on the exterior because we have bumper stuff to do. I have a new lip up there. Special lip from Germany. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with it yet, guys, but it's a pretty nifty lip here. It needs paint regardless of what we do. It'll be unique, I think. I hope. I don't know. We'll see. But, yeah. Let's jump in on this and get some work done. As you can see, it looks absolutely fantastic in there. It looks amazing. Car's dirty. Been sitting. You can see I'm way out. But it's already been inspected. I've already got it done. I just need to go get my sticker. Interior still looks great, as always. Needs a good cleaning though. Garage is tiny and small, so don't have much to work with. But you know, it is what it is. But guys, I guess that's gonna be it. I'm actually gonna be I'm gonna be jumping in on this and doing some work. So I'll probably end the live video there, guys. Thanks everybody for watching and being here and helping me out, asking questions. We'll do more of these. If you guys like this, we'll do more, and I'll set up so we can actually see me work on the car. You know, if you guys have questions on anything I'm doing, let me know. Either send me a message on Instagram or Facebook or here. Doesn't matter. Let me know if you have a question. I'll walk anybody through anything they need to know or anything like that. So, thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to get to work and actually get my hands dirty. So, I'll see you guys next time.